I am prepared to be the first Ohioan to do this. Oh my god. So this is the Japanese Nintendo eShop on Wii U. I have no idea what to expect here. I did have to make a Nintendo Network ID for Japan, so we got that going right now. We got that rolling. I had to have some help with the translator app on my phone. But we got in here, we're connected to the internet, and we can play this match game with the icons of the previous user. I don't think they ever entered the eShop. Who knows what this says? Which is interesting. I always like accepting terms and conditions of languages I do not understand. Hopefully that was a good one. Hopefully that was a good one. That's a good sign. Thank God. Alright, let's see. What do they have going on here? There's a sale going on. Minecraft, Dragon Quest X. Whoa. What is going on here? Then we have the Switch. Okay. Not to be honest, the front page is definitely a bit sparser than the North American and European shops. What I remember. But let's check out this sale. What do they got going on? Yeah, this is pretty much just anything that is on sale at the moment. Mostly indie games. We have Tokitori 2 Plus and Mutant Mudds. This is like a Minecraft wannabe type game. I've seen it. It might be called like Cube Life or something. Yeah. It's not that interesting of like a sale. I think that just pretty much means games that are on sale. It's not like a giant event they decided to hold right now. We have Splatoon, which is interesting. They're advertising some big event there. Yeah, but other than that, it's pretty similar to what we have going on at our North American eShop. We have the Breath of the Wild ad right there. Smash Brothers with the DLC. Then Mario Kart with its DLC. Minecraft. Dragon Quest X. That's interesting, just considering that hasn't come out in North America at all. I assume these would be like downloadable, like download packs or something. I assume? And this is like the actual Dragon Quest X game. Which I do have. I went to like a retro game store that had like a couple of random Japanese Wii U games. They had Dragon Quest X, Bayonetta 1 and 2 in like a double pack, which was really cool. Because here, they just had Bayonetta 1 as like a disc that you would get with Bayonetta 2 in the same case. In Japan, Bayonetta 1 got its own specific case that you got in like this nice double pack box, which was pretty neat. And then there was also Xenoblade X, which was available. I honestly just kind of got those because they were the only Japanese Wii U games available at that retro game store, which I just thought it was kind of cool to get Japanese Wii U games in person. I think it's interesting how they just have these black icons with just genres. I have free games. What is 500? Does that mean like $5 and below? Because like 500 yen is roughly $5. Yeah, it looks like this is supposed to be like, oh, what's below $5? Bird Mania! This was like super cheap on 3DS. I remember that was like a big thing because that game was like kind of showing how 3DS games can compete with mobile because it was so cheap. It was basically just a $2 game. There's Art Academy Sketchpad, and then the Wii U Panorama apps or little experiences. You can buy them for like $2 a piece. Let's see, get out of here. Let's see, free download. There's YouTube, Netflix, there's Karaoke Joy Sound for Wii U. Tank Tank Tank, that was really cool because it was weird, mainly because it released as a launch title, and then Bandai Namco just released it for free on the eShop. Of course, like with DLC and stuff. Monster Hunter Frontier Z. There were like a lot of Monster Hunter games that were exclusive to Japan. This was one of them. Like there were a couple of them that released, I think on Wii U specifically. What is this? I'm seeing a Mario sprite up there. What is this? Well, it's made by Nintendo. So, I'm just gonna assume this is some kind of like Nintendo published like, hey, here are like a bunch of random things that we did. I don't know. I'm gonna look it up right now. 2013 eShop free Japan. I'm just gonna type up that. I have no idea. This is so bizarre. Yeah, it's 4 student games. Nintendo makes 4 student games available for free on Wii U. Yeah, it's Nintendo's Game Seminar program. Yeah, so this is literally just like a couple of random games that were made by students. Can I download stuff? Let me see. This is my first time downloading something on this Japanese Wii U. Thank God I'm documenting this. Let me see, because this is legitimately cool. And it's kind of lame that they didn't make this available like outside of Japan. But I think it took Nintendo a little bit to be just more okay with just putting whatever out. This was still in the era where Nintendo was slightly more selective for their for what they deemed as like, hey, we'll bring this over to North America. Because like now we're getting stuff like Famicom Detective Club, which I honestly wasn't super expecting to come over here. But just the fact that they're still just calling it Famicom Detective Club shows they're just more open to just having whatever come out in North America, regardless of how rooted in Japanese culture it is, which is super, super cool. But that game seminar thing, I don't think was like, oh wow, this wouldn't work in North America. It's a free download. Like, why not? Now, what is this? Gakken Cross Topan. Well, this is interesting. It looks like a quiz. Like that. Well, this is at least the quiz portion. Yeah, this is one thing that I got nothing on. I got nothing. But I really like the student game one. Let me see. Fighting game. Let's see what appears on here. Smash Brothers, of course. Batman Arkham Origins. Okay. Pokken, Tekken, Runbow. I assume this kind of means more of like I was gonna say like multiplayer, like 1v1 or something, because like Mario Strikers is there, Injustice and Tekken are. Maybe stuff that like roughly meets the requirements, I guess. Shooting. Let's see. There's Splatoon, Resi 4, or Biohazard 4. Sin and Punishment, Star Successor, I believe. Pretty 99.99% positive that's what that is. So that is the Sin and Punishment logo. But I want confirmation. Yes. Oh, that's cool seeing like the Japanese version of the trailer there. Just like an interesting like different type of design that's like really something that like Japanese Wii U designs did. They like doing like the blue and white kind of style, which we did over here, but they incorporated that a lot more in their advertising. Star Fox Devil's Third, baby. Let's see. Sniper Elite V2. What is this? Is this like the Umbrella Chronicles? Yeah, it looks like it. Yep. Interesting. I don't know if that came out in North America on the Wii U eShop. It probably did, but I'm not sure. Let me see. It's just interesting to see like what came out and what didn't come out over here. Study/training. You know, Brain Age would have been really good on Wii U. I mean, I know we got like a DS Virtual Console re-release, but it's just like interesting that they never brought it out. There's the full-blown Art Academy game. I only got the Sketchpad. I never got like the full Art Academy. I've never played like a full-blown Art Academy game. It was like one of those things where like I really liked drawing as a kid, so I kind of knew how to draw. But it's just like that's all really like family members knew about me was like, oh yeah, he likes drawing, which is really weird because like they would just kind of like always fall back on getting me like how to draw books, and I'm like, but I already know how to draw. Tabletop game. That is a weird category to have specifically. I mean, Wii Party U has a lot of tabletop kind of stuff. Mario Party 10 is kind of a bizarre one, but I guess with like the amiibo mode, just having the Wii U gamepad on a table is kind of necessary. Let's see, Othello. Guess that's supposed to be more of like just board game in general. Let's see, music. Rhythm Heaven. Taiko. They had a couple of them on Wii U, Jesus. Oh my god, is this like Zumba? I think this is Zumba. Pretty sure that is. I don't know. It's interesting to see like games like this. Yeah, it's Zumba Fitness. It's interesting to see games like that, but like in Japan. Yeah, that's that. Let's see. Let's see sports. Punchout, FIFA 13. I assume that's Mario Super Sluggers, but let's just make sure. If it is, that is a very different logo than what we got. Yep, it is. I think Nintendo kind of brought Wii games over to the eShop to just kind of make it look like the Wii U had a lot of these games that it just didn't. Where it's like, hey, you know, something to put on the eShop where it's just like, hey, if you want the Metroid Prime games, there you go. Even though Metroid never released on Wii U, stuff like that, I guess. Let's see. Rockin' Racing Off-Road. Jesus. Simulation. Let's see. Is it Trauma Center? Is it just called Hospital? It's just called like hospital something in Japan. I don't know what else that would be other than trauma center. Yeah, it is. I did not know it was just called that. I thought it said hospital game, which would have been a wonderful name for it. I like that. Pikmin 3 in simulation. It's interesting. Then they had that Cube Life game. RPG. Let's see, because the Wii U had a couple, but it didn't really have like a ton. It's always weird to me when people consider Zelda to be an RPG. Like, some of them, yeah, like Zelda 2 is, like, by definition an RPG. Like, I guess you can consider some elements of Breath of the Wild an RPG, but I don't really consider it an RPG. It has, like, a lot of trope, like, as in, like, you know, like, the general trope of an RPG is that it's, like, a medieval style, like, fantasy kind of thing, and, you know, since Zelda has those themes, yes, but it's, you know, more of an adventure puzzle game. Xenoblade is, Tokyo Mirage Sessions is. It was interesting, when they fully unveiled that game for, like, they fully unveiled that game in the April 1st Nintendo Direct in 2015, and they just kind of called it, like, oh, this is the Fire Emblem Shin Megami Tensei project. But then when they showed it off in June at E3, they just showed it off at that E3 because they had nothing else to show. So they were like, let's just show this. And I'm like, well, why didn't you just wait? You didn't have to reveal this game or re-reveal it during the April Direct. So why didn't you just wait to reveal it at the June E3? But then they started referring to it by its Japanese name, which was like, Ginyu. It started with a G. I doubt it's going to show it here. But, like, when they first like, uploaded that trailer and they were talking about the game, they would only refer to it by its Japanese name, because they had nothing else to call it. And, yeah, it was kind of tricky to talk about that game, because, nobody knew what to call it. It wasn't called Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem, and, what it was called, not many people in North America knew how to necessarily pronounce correctly. So I believe it got its full name in the March 2016 Nintendo Direct. Its full localized name. And it was always a pretty clever title because many people pointed out how Tokyo Mirage Sessions backwards is SMT, which is either very clever or they lucked out really hard calling it Tokyo Mirage Sessions. They have Muramasa. The Demon Blade, Wind Waker. Why is Lego City Undercover an RPG? I think that's Pandora's Tower. Is it? I think it is. I don't think that's the last. Yeah, it's the Pandora's Tower. It's really weird to me because when that came out in North America, I think Nintendo still owns that IP, but Xseed published it instead. It's just really weird to me when it's just like a company like Nintendo owns the IP, but somebody else publishes it. I think the same thing happened with Cubivore on the GameCube, where Atlas published it here in North America, but it was developed by Intelligent Systems, and I think Nintendo like owns it, or at least to some extent kind of does, because they published it in Japan. And Cubivore trophies appeared in Smash Brothers Melee. But yeah, the last story in Pandora's Tower weren't published by Nintendo, but they do own those. I think they own those franchises. And it's just really weird to see stuff like that. Xenoblade X, Child of Light, some One Piece stuff. I think that's It'll Do. I always wanted to try that game out. I own It'll Do 2 on Switch, but I never got a chance to try out that stuff. Let's see. Racing. Let's give it a try. Need for Speed Most Wanted You. The definitive console version of the game. Fast Racing Neo, Sonic. And All Stars Racing Transformed. F1 Race Stars Powered Up Edition. I oddly remember that. I think that came out during like a time where it's just like, man, nothing was coming out for Wii. Yeah, like June 2013. Like the first half of 2013, there was nothing. At least by June, they had stuff like Game & Wario and New Super Luigi U. But man, they really had nothing. I don't know what they were really doing there. Because, like, the build-up to Wii U release, Nintendo was just constantly saying, like, oh, we won't repeat the 3DS mistakes, we won't repeat the 3DS mistakes, and they did. I think they thought, by launching with a Mario game, is this Excite Bots or Excite Truck? Yeah, it's Excite Bots. How fun. I think Excite Bots was exclusive to Club Nintendo in Japan. I think at the least it didn't release in Europe. Which is kind of lame because Excite Bots is really cool, and the fact that they made it exclusive to Club Nintendo was kind of lame. In Japan, specifically. But that also made Club Nintendo Japan way cooler, because you got, like, a specific... You could get a literal physical Wii game from there. Polio Tetris! Yeah, this came out in 2014 in Japan and didn't release until 2017 in North America. And, of course, the Wii U version never came out outside of Japan. It got fully localized in 2017. And it's really weird that it just never did. I mean, to be fair, Polio just wasn't really big here. I think Polio Tetris really helped kind of just get people to understand Polio a lot more. The Swapper, did that? I recognize this, but I don't. The fact that it has the Nintendo logo up there implies to me that Nintendo published this in Japan. Yeah, I kind of want to look this up really quick, just to see, like, did Nintendo publish this game in Japan? Let me see. Yeah, Nintendo published it on Wii U in Japan. That's bizarre. It's kind of like, I know they published Shovel Knight in Japan. I'm just mainly used to seeing Nintendo publish stuff in North America. Like, a lot of the Square Enix stuff. It's really funny to me how, like, Nintendo America will publish a ton of Square Enix stuff, even if it doesn't feel like they have to, you know? Like Dragon Quest Builders 2 launched simultaneously on Nintendo Switch and PS4 and probably PC as well, like all on the same day. And Square Enix published it like everywhere. Like they published the PS4 version worldwide, they published the PC version worldwide, but the Nintendo Switch version, Nintendo of America published as well. And I'm kind of like, did you have to do that? Like, I feel like Square Enix would have published it regardless, you know? Like, it would have come out. It's not like they were unsure of, like, if the game would sell well on, like, Switch. You know, it probably sold best on Switch. Is that, like, Lost in Shadow? Is that what it's called? I think that is what it's called. It has a very different icon, I think, from how it looks in Japan, in North America. Dr. Luigi. Mario versus Donkey Kong Tipping Stars. They really do not need more than, like, 3 of those Mario vs. Donkey Kong games at most. I'm specifically referring to the mini games with the Mario minis. Oh, I already looked at fighting game. gotta see Adventure. Let's see. Is this Dragon Quest? No, this is Zack and Wiki. I was gonna say the logo looked a little Dragon Questy, like at least like how it's like form. I don't know, just like the angle of it all looked very Dragon Quest-ish, but no, it's Zack and Wiki, which is a very cool Wii game. It's probably like one of the best exclusive Wii games. Minecraft Skyward Sword, Lego Avengers. That is an incredibly low quality icon. There's Shovel Knight. I assume it's going to show that it's Nintendo published. Yep. Man, how cool is that for like the developers to be like, yep, Nintendo published your game. Even if it was only in Japan. That's just really, really neat. Fatal Frame, made in a black water. I wasn't super into this game. I didn't find it very that... I just didn't find it compelling when I played it. I personally found it to just not be scary. I don't know. I probably just didn't get that far into it. I mean, I got far enough where it's just like there was spooky stuff happening, but it wasn't a lot for me to be like, oh wow, that came out in September 2014. I liked 2014 as a Wii U owner. That was Wii U's best year. It was just exciting. I believe that is Fatal Frame on Wii. Yep. Which, I'm not sure if this one came out in Europe or if this was the Japanese exclusive one. Because there was a Fatal Frame on Wii that came out in Europe. I think it was a remake. I think it was a remake of Fatal Frame 1 or 2. But then, yeah, I think the Fatal Frame that was made from the ground up for Wii was exclusive to Japan. And I guess that's what this game is. DMLC. Yeah. It's all here. Yakuza 1 and 2 HD. Which would have been cool if that came over. Yeah. This is probably like one of the most, like if there's any major like, oh, this is a cool Japanese exclusive Wii U game, that's at least like one of the big top ones, in my opinion. Super Paper Mario. Warriors Orochi. Why does it only say 2? Because here in North America, it's Warriors Orochi 3 Hyper. Why is it Warriors Orochi 2? What? That's the same box art and stuff. It's weird. Let's see, Paper Mario Color Splash. It's interesting that's not in the RPG section, but it's an adventure. It's not really an RPG, but I think it at least belongs in the RPG category on the Wii U eShop. Poke Park Wii. I'm not sure if that came out in North America, like on the Wii U eShop. It probably did, but I don't know. Oh my god. PacMan and the Ghostly Adventures 2. Jesus Christ. No, is this the first one? No, that's the second one, actually. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, God. I will never make a mistake like that again. Let's see. Oh, the Outer World. Whoa. It was Another World, right? It was called Another World? Was it... I also need to... I need to look this... I forgot. I completely forgot, like, what it was called in other territories. Out of This World. Okay, it was Out of This World here. And then another world, it was called, like, in, other territories. But in Japan, apparently, it was called Outer World, which is an Obsidian RPG. Or the Outer Worlds, technically. Which also gets confused with the Outer Wilds. There's no stopping that title. Then you got in 3 Razor's Edge. Sonic Boom was called Sonic Toon in Japan. You know that. Let's see. Does it show a logo? Give me that logo. Hell yeah. Sonic Toon. Let's see. There's the regular PacMan in the Ghostly Adventures. And what could appear on this 4th page? Who knows? Nothing. Damn. Well, we got one more, we got one more genre page. I'm very interested to see what's going on there. Action. Let's take a peek. Cup Critters, obviously the headliner. Bayonetta 2. Pikmin 2. Kirby's Return to Dreamland, which was just Kirby Wii, I guess, in Japan. It was called, like, Kirby Adventure Wii in Europe, which is... I do not know why they chose that name. Like, I guess, yeah, that's a pretty indicative name. Like, that name works. You gotta give it to them. Just kind of like, okay, like, sure. Mario Galaxy? Alright, what is this one? Let's see. 1 to 12 player. Oh, WarioWare Smooth Move. Wow. I never would have guessed with that icon. I never would have guessed. That was a great game. That was like WarioWare at its peak. I know a lot of people consider like Twisted to be the best. But Smooth Moves is fantastic. Like I think it's wonderful. Now, what is this? This is this game had trophies in Smash Wii U. Do you know that? This is Nintendo published. But I don't know how to pronounce this name, which is why I won't. But yeah, this was like a Nintendo published game exclusive to Japan. And it did have trophies in Smash Wii U, but that's pretty much all that happened there. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate HD. Kirby's Epic Yarn. It's just interesting to see games like Splinter Cell Blacklist in Japan. There's NES Remix 1. What is this? I kind of need more info. By Namco Bandai, This is throwing me off. Yeah, it almost looks like Power Rangers, but it's throwing me off. I don't know. But it looks like a pretty high quality Wii U game to be released in late 2014, because that's around the time everybody started giving up on the system. New Super Mario Brothers Wii? Again, I'm not sure if that one came out in North America, like on Wii U eShop. Donkey Kong Country Returns. In Japan, they just don't have country in Donkey Kong Country. They just call it Donkey Kong. Huh. Let's see. Zombie U. Wario Land Shake It, Metroid Other M. Yet some of these Wii games, I don't know if they came out on the North American eShop. There's Fist of the North Star, which I just love this guy's proportions. That's just funny looking. Yeah, but I think some of those Wii games just did not come out on the Wii U eShop. I think it would have been cool if they would have just put out games like that one Japanese exclusive Wii game. Because it's just like, there's no reason not to. You might as well. Like, even though, like it's in Japanese, like, you don't, like, whatever. Like, if you don't want to translate it, don't translate it. Just throw it up on the eShop. No harm. Like, it's on the eShop. Who cares? You don't have to market it. You don't have to do anything. Just throw it up there. The people who are going to download it know what they're getting into. Just let them do it. They're big boys. They can do it if they want to. They do have a lot of repeats in the categories. Like, you know, like they had Cube Life and Action 2. But here we have Family Party, 30 Great Games, Volume 1. It's considered Volume 1 in Japan. This game was horrible. This might be one of the worst games I've ever played. Japanese players agree, but some of them still really liked it. Oh god, no. Oh god, no. Don't purchase. Do not purchase. Christ. Get back. Come on. There we go. There's Mighty Number 9. A classic. Page 8. Gotta see what we got going on here. Nothing. Man. Can I just, we're just gonna go to the home page. Well, those are all the genres. But I definitely want to see what these top things are. Oh, this is basically all the Wii U games. Yeah. Ogre Battle 64. Oh man, Virtual Console. This is interesting. What's this one? That's N64. Is it? Oh wait, no, this is Wii. What is this? Yeah, I don't know this one. Is this a Nintendo published game? It might be a Nintendo published game, but I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. I wanted, I was mainly interested in that one. That says 2. What is this? Is this Harvest Moon? Yeah. Yeah, it's Harvest Moon. That's cool. Let me see. Go back. Bomberman on 64. I think that's Excite Bike. Yeah. Kind of just want to go through the regular, wherever it says Virtual Console. Yeah. Yeah, like, what is this? Egg. Oh yeah, it's TurboGrafx or PC Engine. It was always super bizarre to me that they just threw TurboGrafx on Wii U super late into the game. They really didn't care. They were just like, yes, whatever. Wrecking Crew 98, that's cool. That never came out in North America. Which again, this would have. Well, what? Do they have like a retro style, or is it just like the original game? That just looks like Wrecking Crew. But yeah, this is really cool. This is one of those where it's just like, yeah, why didn't you just throw it out on the Wii U eShop or something? Like, again, if people, you know, We're all big boys. If we want to download Wrecking Crew 98, we can't, like, we should be able to do it if we wanted to. Who cares? We know what we're getting ourselves into. Let's see if I can, there's Animal Crossing. Let's see if I can find Mother 3, because that was released in, on the Wii U Virtual Console. Let me see. Shining Force on Game Boy Advance. Mario Party DS. Whatever. I know Mother 3 is on here. I kind of want to see what the... let me see. Because it said Wii, which is like where all the other Wii games are. Yeah, there's definitely more games that released in Japan on Wii U through the Wii, or the, you know, Wii games that were re-released via the Wii U eShop. Actually, no. I think New Super Mario Bros. Wii was on Wii U eShop now that I think about it. But let me see. Let me see if there's any other kind of cool games that were exclusive. Nah, yeah. Wasn't really a ton there. But let me see. Up here. The plus button. What is the plus? This is DLC. Assume this is like, oh, games with DLC. Puyo Puyo Tetris had DLC? Call of Duty Ghosts. Here, yeah, New Super Mario Bros. U. I still think New Super Luigi U was really good DLC. I like it better than the main game. Mainly because I think New Super Mario Bros. U itself is just very tiring. The levels just kind of drag on and on. I believe these are games with demos. Nano Assault Neo? Yeah, that would be games with demos. I kind of want to see what the, this is like for a download code. I want to see what the charts are like. Let me see. There it is. And then Mother 2 is number 3. Then Mother 1 is number 5. It's just really cool to see the different title screens. Like, just to see, like, oh, this is what Mario Advance 4's title screen looked like. Or even just Mother 2's title screen. It's just cool in comparison to, like, what we would get over here in North America. Final Fantasy V Advance is pretty up there. But let me see. What is this? Is this, oh, because in Japan they would let you use like NFC-enabled credit cards to just tap on the Wii U gamepad. Mario has a card? Why are they using Mario 3 music? Yeah. They definitely had more use for the NFC reader on Wii U in Japan than they ever did over here. I would have liked this feature if my credit card even has NFC. But knowing the Wii U, that would still probably be pretty slow. I like that I've seen that now. Nintendo Switch. Just a bunch of trailers. Ah, they update this, they definitely update the Wii U eShop in Japan a lot more than they do in other regions. Just the fact that we're getting, like, you get, like, whatever, recent Animal Crossing trailers part of the playlist here. Because I'm pretty sure in North America, they kind of stopped around late 2018, maybe 2019. They just stopped updating it. Let's see. Is this Game Center CX? Or the same guy that does it? No, they have like the guy in Japan that does the video game show. I'm not sure a lot about it, but I'm not sure. I don't think that's it. Just kind of reminds me of it. Or it might be. Who knows? And then there's the Cat Mario show, which I had no idea was going on for this damn long.